Hello and welcome to your match build-up, your match preview. Lineups are out in just under 5 minutes. Gonzo, how are you feeling?
I don't know. Very rare, I guess, that you ask me a question. I say I don't know. I've usually got an opinion on most things. I'm not sure, Geo. I feel funny, if you know what I mean. I'm not articulating myself very well, but I feel a bit weird about the game, really.
I do, because normally we start like bang on an hour before kick-off because the lineups are out bang on. But I wanted to start 5 minutes early tonight. I'm feeling nervous. See, Friday when we did the preview, I had a bit of confidence. I think it's maybe because I just watched Brighton play Arsenal off the park at the Emirates, and I was feeling like, yeah, we can beat this lot. And Saturday I was still pretty confident, but today, last night, and then almost every hour today, my nerves have gone up a little bit more. Normally before a game, my optimism goes up. Even if we're away to Manchester City or Liverpool, my optimism still keeps up. I start to believe, we can nick this. My optimism's almost come down a bit today, and it's not even that I think we'll get beat. It's not. I've not got a bad feeling about the game or anything. It's just I'm just nervous. I think it's just it's the first time this season I'm looking at it thinking this game's massive. Other times in the season I've thought, we need a win, we could do with a win, Pellegrini needs a win, the players need a win, we need confidence. But tonight's the first night I'm thinking, this is big. This is a big game. And it's
for everyone, Gio, Arsenal as well, for both managers, all sets of fans. It's massive. 0-0 draw, of course, but yeah, it is massive, really.
Well, once the lineups come out, you might be tempted to go for a 0-0. We believe, myself and Gonzo believe, there's been one change for West Ham, but we don't really want to put it out there and get it wrong, so we'll wait for another 3 minutes. Are you confident we're going to win, though, before you see this lineup?
Unlike you, Gio, I've not had the time to get more and more nervous by each hour. I've actually had a really busy day, so I've actually had no time to think about it at all. Up until 3 minutes ago, and I've rushed into here. Video, okay, what do we think? So it's more of a feeling than any thought on it. I have been up until now, but I can't. Yes, I think we will win. I think particularly if there are a couple of players playing, we'll look at in a second, we win because I think we will unsettle them. I'm hoping with our physicality.
What we're also going to do tonight, sorry to interrupt, so what we're also going to do tonight, lineups time in a minute, we're going to do a little giveaway, potentially, it depends if the bet wins. Myself and Gonzo at the end of the stream, once the lineups are done, we're going to put together a little bet quickly. We're going to aim for juicy enough odds, 30 to 1 or something. We're going to stick a little fiver on, that's all. We're not rich, we're not making money. We're going to stick a little fiver on. If it wins, one of you guys watching is going to get the cash. We're going to give you the cash. All you have to do is, we'll tell you how to enter at the end, because then it's easier for us to monitor and stuff. Sorry, what were you going to say before I interrupted you?
I don't know. No. That sounds interesting. I just can't get away from the fact that they're just. I don't think they're a terrible team. They've got some good players, and that does worry me. But I also do think they have a terrible defence. So there's something there for us to get our teeth into. What is important, Gio? What is so important is that we start fast and we've got to really unsettle them. Our first couple of tackles we've got to put in, they've got to be firm and crunchy tackles, and that's key. We can't start slowly. We can't give them any glimmer that they can get into this game. We've got to make them nervous, and we've got to make our crowd loud. All those things, that aren't necessarily about kicking a football accurately. It's about endeavour, and it's about really going at them straight away.
The thing is, Pellegrini's. I watched your video earlier and you were talking about their form, but you have to look into their form. Their form was they had to come behind to draw against two teams in the bottom three, Southampton and Norwich. They then got played off the park by Brighton. That's three, as I call it, blueprints. 3 blueprints there for Pellegrini to go and look at. How did these teams? Because they all scored 2 against Arsenal. Saints got 2. Brighton got 2, Norwich got 2. So Arsenal are conceding on average 2 goals a game. So the answers are there for Pellegrini. He doesn't even have to look hard. He just has to look at the last few games. The Europa League one that got Emery the sack, they conceded 3. So the answers are in front of him. I never actually listened to his press comments, but your video said that Pellegrini alluded to their set pieces. That's different. Yeah. Pellegrini normally doesn't bother saying anything about the opposition. But Arsenal have been scoring from set pieces. They got 2 against Brighton. One got disallowed for VAR, but they scored from 2 set pieces. Their one goal that stood was from a corner. Ozil put it in and Lacazette headed it in. And I think they scored against Norwich from a set piece. So it almost Burnley. He said, "Oh, I don't care what Burnley do." But it now sounds like he's maybe thinking, actually, I need to have a little look at this and see what the oppositions are doing. But anyway, team lineups are out. I've got the notification through on the One Football app. If any of you guys have downloaded it, you'll have it on your phone as well. Handy, isn't it? The West Ham team is, as expected, Gonzo. Martin continues in goal. Fredericks, Balbuena, Ogbonna, Creswell at the back, with Snodgrass, Noble, Rice, Fanals in midfield, and Anderson playing just behind Mikel Antonio. It's the Chelsea lineup essentially. Never change a winning team is the myth in football. It was forced at Wolves, but he's gone back to the winning team. Is this the right thing? I mean, it's quite similar to what you were wanting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it gives us the endeavour. I think the thing that I mentioned, I thought with the Chelsea game, I thought Snodgrass was tighter. I felt like we played a very much almost like a tight three in the middle. He got out wide sometimes to get some crosses in, whereas I felt at Wolves he was almost stuck wide all the time, Snodgrass. So I hope he brings in, because I think that's that sort of core of British players. As a joke goes, the Irishman, Englishman, the Scotsman in central midfield, and I think that will give us enough in the middle to give us that additional endeavour. And I do think, didn't want to say it before because we weren't sure about the team, I do think Antonio really unsettle their defenders, which is key. Well, this is how it has to be.
Their defences, I'll get on to the Arsenal team, they've made some changes I did expect, and their defence has been changed as well. I'm a bit disappointed to see Snodgrass start. He's got the hassle, he's got the commitment and stuff, but I almost feel like we're setting up to counter-attack Arsenal, which is good, but the counter-attack, you need pace, and we've only got two players with pace, with Antonio and Anderson, and you're sort of relying on the ball to fall for them kindly a little bit, or for Niles and Noble to have their passing bang on so that they can release them straight away. That's one thing I liked about Chelsea though. When we did get the ball at the back, Antonio was ready to run, and they knew where to play Antonio. They knew just get it 5-10 yards behind the defence and Antonio will chase it, and there's a damn good chance he will win as well. And what I've always liked about Antonio being up front is he keeps the ball up there. He might win a free kick, he might get knocked out for a throw in, whatever, but it allows your team to get up the pitch, have a breather, and it's not something we've been able to do with Haller up front, and so that's different, and I like to see that. The bench for West Ham is Haller, Sanchez, Zabaleta, Diop, Holland, Masuaku, and Roberto. No Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko's the missing one, so we don't know if that's an injury or if he's been completely dropped. Ballsy if it is a dropping Yarmolenko to put the kid on there. Good on him if it is, but we'll find out. Are you ready for the Arsenal team? Because I think this is where it comes to the crunch, I think, really, because our team's what we expected, but Ljungberg's got to do something, hasn't he? He's got to change up, but the difference is he's got the players to change up. You know, our options is Antonio up for, if you're changing the right wing, what do we do? Put Yarmolenko out there, another slow left-footed player on the right wing, or do we put a kid out there? Arsenal have got a bit more in depth. Lionel's in goal, obviously. Kieran Tierney comes in left back, and Bellerin stays at right back. In the middle, they've got Socrates and Callum Chambers. So David Luiz dropped from the lineup for Arsenal. So Socrates, this is our big opportunity. Antonio's got to stand next to him. He is slow. Socrates is slow. Let's get Antonio racing against him. But we've got to be careful with those wide players coming forward. But Chelsea tried it. Chelsea tried giving their full-backs the space to run into. And we mopped it up. We said, we'll take this any day. Torreira and Xhaka in the centre of midfield for Arsenal. Aubameyang up front. But in between them is Pepe, Ozil and Martinelli. I was hoping they would start Martinelli, to be honest with you, because that looks like they're going to be trying to get the ball wide, and he's a beast in the air, Martinelli. Whenever he's coming in, and especially if he's coming in from the left, the way One Football got it lined up, it looks like Martinelli's playing left. I wouldn't be surprised if Aubameyang's actually playing on the left, and they actually put Martinelli as the actual striker. That's a bit of a concern. But I'll tell you something, that Arsenal lineup, it doesn't strike fear into me immediately.
Well, I think we can swamp them in the middle, actually. I really do. I think, listening to that lineup, and obviously I've not seen the graphic, but it sounds. I think we can outnumber them in the middle. I really do. That may be where the battle is won. It's the first goal's key in this game, Gio. It really is. This is going to be a nervy old game, be a weird atmosphere. There'll be some, obviously you would anticipate that away fans are going to be noisy, but I think they're going to be nervous. The Arsenal fans, I think the West Ham fans are going to be nervous as well. It'll be weird old atmosphere. Two nervous managers maybe as well. Two nervous sets of owners, actually one nervous set of owners because Kroenke's over in America. But this is a weird game. This is a weird old game, and anything can happen, and it usually does, as I say.
Yeah, the first goal. The thing is, I think how we were predicting goals. Everyone's predicting goals. You can understand why. I think Pellegrini's almost going for the 1-0 again. I think he's looking at that Chelsea game and thinking, actually, we can replicate that. Because if we do score first, I wouldn't be surprised. We will just drop right back. Say, you've got your fast players, but we're not going to give you any room to run into. We're going to drop back. You're going to have to cross it. And cross it all you want. We've got Ogbonna and Balbuena in there, who are both fantastic in there. And we've got Rice dropping in there as well. So keep on crossing it. We'll just keep heading it away and stuff. We've got a good bench as well tonight. So whatever scenario, we've got cover on there. Aller on the bench is a good thing to have. Holland on the bench is different with a bit of pace. We've got defenders on 3 defenders on there. Sanchez to cover Rice's stuff. So we've got some options on the bench as well. My nerves still aren't going away. I'm really nervous for this one. I'm really, really nervous because if they do score first, this could be a hiding. You know, they've only won one away game all season in the league, and that was the first game of their first away game in the season. It's difficult. Anyway, do you want to start making this bet? Do you want to get this together?
Yeah, please, mate. Yeah, I'm interested in this.
Have you got any fancies for someone to get booked out? The teams I've just read out. Have you got any fancies? Cars are where the value are.
I think so. I think I do. And I'm not a betting man like yourself, but I think the battle will be contested in central midfield. I could maybe see Mark Noble getting a booking in this one.
Do you have any fancies for someone to score a goal of either team?
Well, Aubameyang scores. I mean, we got such a bad defence, haven't we? He's a really good goal scorer. Obviously, it depends. You don't know. You've got to take a hunch if he's central or wide, but he can still score from wide as well. I mean, a fair number of his goals have come from wide positions. I think that's out of all the 22 players on the pitch. I think you've got to choose Aubameyang as the most likely to score.
Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'm just bashing it all together. Then see what this comes out of. There we go. 28-1. 5 on that. So, if the following happens, someone is winning £145 cash. All you have to do to enter is give us your score predictions in the live chat. If you're watching it live, put your score predictions in the live chat. If you're watching this on playback before kick-off or during a half-time maybe, that's cheating actually. Actually, your score prediction doesn't have to be correct, so it doesn't really matter. You can put in at full time if you want 1-0, doesn't matter. Someone's winning £145 cash. So we need Fredericks to get booked, Noble to get booked, Aubameyang to score, Arsenal to have 5 or more corners, West Ham to have 4 or more corners, and both teams to score in the game. £145 cash for someone. Nice little feature for the build-up preview. Can I get your final thoughts on the game and your score prediction, please, Gonzo? Neck on the line time.
Am I in the shout for the £145 cash?
Staff are not allowed to enter. Sorry.
Fair enough. Damn it. Well, good luck to everybody on that. Good luck to West Ham as well. Good luck to everyone that's gone to the game. Really, it's going to be interesting. Gio, I've got to say, I think we're going to win. I think we grabbed the ball by the horns. I think we've trained well all week. I think we know what we've got. We had to drop Antonio for the previous one. He'd just come back from injury. He couldn't play the consecutive games in a short period of time. He's had his rest. He is going to be all action. He's not going to give him a moment's peace. I understand why they brought Chambers in to give him that solidity. I would have preferred David Luiz there because that would have been one of my cards, quite frankly, because I think David Luiz would have had to have packed down Mikel Antonio. So a little bit more steel with Callum Chambers in there, but I still think he's stronger than any of their centre backs. Still think he's going to rough him up. I still think he is the key to victory. those two guys as well buzzing around. I want to see Fornals. I want to see Anderson get heavily involved and create. And those three players that I've mentioned create us a goal. Everyone else can stay and do their stuff, win the battle, grind it out in central midfield, grind it out in defence, grind it out, stay back at full back. Let's get a win. Let's just get a win. Forget all this talk about let's lose to Pellegrini and get a sack and all of this stuff that you sometimes hear. Let's get the win. Let's climb up the table and then analyse it all after that.
I think Fernandes is going to get his first goal tonight for us. Obviously, he scored in the League Cup, hasn't he? So let's bin Newport doesn't count. Let's get rid of that one. I think he's going to get his first league goal. He's up against Bellerin, who's a bit erratic, and then when he cuts in, he's up against Torreira. I remember I had Alan on the preview. He was saying Torreira's bang out of form in the minute. He's just not cutting it as a defensive midfielder. So that gives him space. Gives Anderson a bit of space in there. Xhaka's on 4 yellow cards. Will he care about getting suspended? Maybe not, but he might do. And if he does, then he's going to be a bit standoffish a little bit. It's the battle of the strikers. I don't mean Aubameyang, I mean Martinelli. I think it's Martinelli and Antonio. I think it's the battle of those two. And I'm really fancying seeing Antonio going up against Socrates. If he can isolate Socrates in a one-on-one battle quite often this game, get him booked early on. I think that's key. You've got to get... Mike Dean will book players. He will hand out cards. You get Socrates, get him on a yellow card, and then say to him, now what are you going to do? You're either going to leave me, risk getting sent off, or your man's going to have to sub you off. It's one of the three, and that's what I think. I want to see us be a bit more tactical and go for someone and keep on going at him. He's the weak link in that back four for me, Socrates. Just because of his lack of pace, we have to try and uncover that. Creswell's going to have to be on his game up against Pepe, who's ridiculously fast. Do you know something? I'm going to go for a 1-0 West Ham. I think we are setting up for a 1-0. I think we're trying... Remember Liverpool last season? We played very defensive, and then we'd have that clever free kick, and we played very defensive again. We did that at Stamford Bridge. I think Pellegrini's almost got a top 6 team plan, and that is when we play top 6, we will scrape a 1-0. We will do the defence. I think we're going to go for that try. I think we're going to set up, try and play deep, try and play long, and we might get it. What are you smiling for?
It's that big club mentality that he talks about, isn't it?
Right, we'll leave it there. Get your predictions in, and we'll catch you straight after the full time whistle. Me and Gonzo will be live, hopefully celebrating 3 points for West Ham. Catch you in a bit. Thank you for joining us.